Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a concept that honestly reads like a cosmic legal thriller. It's a story about a lost inheritance, a world held hostage, and a very specific kind of hero needed to win it all back, the Kinsman Redeemer.
So let's just jump right into the central puzzle here. It feels like a paradox, right? If God owns everything, how on earth did someone else get authority over it? Well, the answer isn't about ownership at all, but about something a little more like a legal loophole.
To really get this, we have to go all the way back to the beginning. We need to understand the original deal for humanity and the earth, what was actually given to us, and what was there to be lost in the first place.
Okay, this right here is the critical legal distinction. You see, God never actually gave away ownership of the world. He kept the title deed, so to speak. What he handed over to Adam, the first man, were the keys, the stewardship, the authority to manage and govern on his behalf.
And this is the key. This wasn't a real estate transaction. The world wasn't sold. Instead, that authority to manage it, the stewardship, was forfeited. It was dropped. And in this cosmic legal framework, when that authority hit the floor, Satan was the one who picked it up.
And the consequences of losing that authority, they were absolutely catastrophic. The world plunged into a kind of kingdom of darkness, a place of oppression and suffering. And humanity, which was supposed to be the manager, was now enslaved in the very world it was meant to rule.
But of course, this is not where the story ends. A rescue plan was set in motion. But here's the twist. It wasn't a military invasion, it was a legal maneuver, and it required a very particular kind of hero with a very specific and very demanding set of qualifications.
And that brings us to the hero of our legal drama, the Kinsman Redeemer. Now, this is an ancient legal idea. It means that the closest relative had both the right and, frankly, the duty to buy back a family member's lost property or even to buy that person out of servitude. This concept is the key to the whole thing.
So how did the Son, who our sources call the last Adam, actually qualify for this job? Well, he was the only one who could fit the bill. First, to be a kinsman to humanity, he had to become human. He had to be one of us. And second, to have a legal claim that Satan couldn't challenge, he had to be completely flawless, sinless. This gave him a legal standing that was absolutely uncontestable.
Okay, so we've got our qualified hero on the scene. But how does the actual reclamation work? Let's walk through the process of winning back everything that was lost.
This is where the cross and resurrection come in, but maybe not in the way you usually think about them. This wasn't just a moral sacrifice, it was a decisive legal victory. It completely voided Satan's claim, which was built on sin and death. It basically disarmed the enemy by fulfilling every last legal requirement and breaking the very power he used to rule.
Now, what's interesting is that this victory didn't just wipe the old kingdom off the map instantly. Instead, it established a new kingdom right in the middle of it. So now we have this world where two kingdoms exist at the same time, the temporary kingdom of darkness and the eternal kingdom of love, established by the Son.
So what's the end game in all of this? Are we just trying to hit some kind of cosmic reset button and go back to the beginning? Well, it turns out the final inheritance is something much bigger than just getting the old world back.
Yeah, let's be clear. The goal is not just to rewind the clock to the way things were in the original garden. The plan is not to simply restore a world that's already been corrupted by sin and suffering. Frankly, that wouldn't be a complete victory. Instead, the promise is for something totally brand new, a completely restored and perfected creation, what the text calls a new heaven and a new earth, where all the old problems, sin, death, suffering, are finally and completely gone for good. You can really see the difference laid out here. Adam's original job was a stewardship, and it was based on a test of obedience. Its whole purpose was to guard and manage, and as we saw, it was vulnerable. It could be lost. But the new inheritance, that's a reward for faithfulness. Its purpose is rest and peace, and its outcome is eternally secure. No do-overs needed.
Now, I know this all might sound like a huge, abstract, cosmic story that happened a long time ago, but the source material makes it incredibly personal. This cosmic legal battle is actually a direct invitation to every single one of us.
So how does a person actually switch their allegiance from one kingdom to another? Well, the text explains that by choosing to follow the Son, a person is legally transferred. They are moved out of the system of slavery to sin and are formally, legally adopted into God's own family.
This is a complete change in your legal status. You're literally moved from the jurisdiction of darkness into the kingdom of the Son. That comes with a full pardon, redemption, and forgiveness. And this part is just incredible. It makes you a co-heir. It gives you a legal share in that brand new creation.
And this verse from the Apostle Paul really just sums it all up perfectly. It's a fundamental shift in your identity, from a slave to God's own child. And with that new identity comes a brand new destiny. You become an heir.
And so, this entire legal drama, from a lost stewardship to a reclaimed inheritance, it all leaves us with one final question. The legal victory has been won. The adoption papers are ready to be signed. The inheritance is secured. The only question left is, what will you do with it?